Jamaica looks like paradise online, but not every resort delivers what it promises. Every year, tourists arrive expecting luxury and leave disappointed with bad service, crowded beaches, hidden fees, and rooms that don't match the photos. So today, we're ranking Jamaica's most popular resorts from worst to best, the ones tourists regret booking and the ones they never want to leave. And one famous resort on this list might completely surprise you. Jamaica isn't the problem. It has some of the best resorts in the Caribbean. The real issue is knowing which ones are worth your money and which ones aren't. Let's break it down. Avoid number 1, the budget all-inclusive trap. Resorts in Negril. Negril is one of Jamaica's most famous destinations, and for good reason. 7 Mile Beach is genuinely stunning. But Negril has become a magnet for budget all-inclusive resorts that look affordable online and feel even cheaper in person. The pattern is always the same. The price is suspiciously low, sometimes under $150 a night, all-inclusive. The photos look decent. The reviews are mixed, but you talk yourself into it. You arrive to find a resort that hasn't been renovated since 2003. The all-inclusive food is the same buffet rotating the same 6 dishes every single day. The beach is technically there, but it's crowded, vendors are aggressive, and the resort does almost nothing to manage it. Wi-Fi? Spotty at best, non-existent at worst. And when you complain, staff have the same answer every time. No problem, mon, which, while technically accurate, solves absolutely nothing. Red flags to watch for. Any resort under $150 a night, all-inclusive in Negril. TripAdvisor reviews mentioning food poisoning, mold, or not what the pictures showed. Any resort with photos where the main pool looks empty. That's either photoshopped or taken at 6 a.m. before the maintenance issues become visible. Avoid number 2, Rio Reggae, Montego Bay. Now, I want to be fair here. The Rio chain has some solid properties, but Rio Reggae, their adults-only party resort in Montego Bay, has a specific reputation that you need to know about before you book it, thinking you're getting a relaxing Caribbean escape. Rio Reggae is, in the most honest description possible, a spring break resort that operates 365 days a year. If that's what you want, non-stop pool parties, foam parties, DJs until 3 a.m., cheap shots at every swim-up bar, you might actually love it. But if you booked it because the website showed a beautiful beach resort and you want peace and quiet, you will be absolutely miserable. Multiple reviewers describe checking in expecting a vacation and feeling like they accidentally walked into a nightclub that also has beds. The beach is crowded. The entertainment is loud and constant, and the resort's location means the beach itself is not even close to Jamaica's best. The verdict? Not necessarily a bad resort, but catastrophically misrepresented. Know exactly what you're booking before you show up. Avoid number 3, older, outdated Sandals properties. Here's a controversial one, because Sandals is a brand people trust. Their marketing is impeccable, the world's leading all-inclusive. Couples everywhere book Sandals for honeymoons, anniversaries, romantic getaways. And some Sandals properties genuinely deserve that reputation. But here's what Sandals doesn't advertise. Not all their resorts are created equal. The brand has been in Jamaica since 1981, and some of their older properties are showing their age. Specifically, certain Sandals locations have rooms that feel dated, pools that are smaller than their newer sister properties, and food that doesn't match the premium price tag. The problem is that Sandals prices all their properties at roughly the same premium level, so you could pay the same amount and end up at a freshly renovated flagship resort or at a property where the furniture looks like it's from a Holiday Inn circa 2005. What to do? If you're booking Sandals, do not just pick based on location. Research the specific property. Check when it was last renovated. Read recent reviews. Specifically, look for comments on room quality and food variety. Newer Sandals properties are genuinely excellent. Older ones? Debatable. Avoid number 4, any resort directly on the Montego Bay Hotel Strip. Montego Bay is Jamaica's most touristed city, and right along its coastline is what's known as the Hotel Strip, a stretch of resorts that looks appealing on a map but has a well-documented problem. The beach is terrible. Montego Bay's Hotel Strip beaches are narrow, often rocky, and can be plagued by seaweed. They're also right next to a major road, so instead of drifting off to the sound of waves, you're listening to traffic. Several resorts on this strip are selling you a beachfront Jamaica experience that is genuinely inferior to what you'd get almost anywhere else on the island. Tourists who book here expecting the Jamaica of travel magazines consistently leave disappointed, not because the resort itself is terrible, but because the location fundamentally limits what's possible. Simple rule: if a Montego Bay resort is described as being close to the airport or on the hotel strip, treat that as a warning, not a selling point. Being close to the airport means you're not close to the good parts of Jamaica. Avoid number 5, the private island resorts that aren't. This one is a straight-up marketing trick, and it works on thousands of people every single year. Some Jamaican resorts advertise access to a private island or private beach. Sounds exclusive, sounds romantic, sounds like exactly what you're paying for. What you get? A small patch of sand or a tiny key that's technically separate from the mainland, but that you share with every other guest at the resort, sometimes hundreds of people. You take a 5-minute boat ride to reach it, and then you're standing on a crowded beach that feels exactly like the one you just left, except now you're also waiting in line for a boat to get back. The word private in resort marketing almost never means what you think it means. Always ask, private for whom exactly? Avoid number 6. Resorts near infamous vendor beaches. Finally on the avoid list, any resort where the beach has no vendor management policy. Jamaica's beach vendors are a beloved part of local culture, but some resort beaches, particularly in Negril and parts of Ocho Rios, have essentially zero enforcement, which means you cannot sit on the sand for more than 45 seconds before someone approaches you to buy something. Braids, aloe, cigars, boat tours, jet skis. It is relentless, and if you're not prepared for it, it can genuinely ruin the beach experience you traveled all this way for. Better resorts have clear, vendor-free zones and staff who manage the beach access. Check reviews specifically for mentions of vendor pressure before you book. Segment 3. Resorts. Tourists absolutely love. Okay, now for the good stuff. Because Jamaica does have extraordinary resorts, places that consistently deliver on the dream. Here are the ones tourists rave about, return to, and recommend without hesitation. Number 1. Round Hill Hotel and Villas, Montego Bay. Round Hill is where old-money Caribbean luxury lives. This resort has been hosting celebrities, presidents, and discerning travelers since the 1950s. Ralph Lauren has a villa here, and it has aged in the best possible way. The setting is stunning. A private peninsula with a calm, gorgeous beach, lush hillside villas with private pools, and service that is genuinely among the best in the Caribbean. It's not all-inclusive, and it's not cheap, but guests consistently describe it as the most beautiful resort experience they've ever had. The intimacy of the property, it's smaller than most big-brand resorts, means the service actually feels personal. If you're celebrating something significant and you want somewhere that is genuinely world-class, Round Hill is the answer. Number 2. Couples Tower Isle, Ocho Rios. The Couples brand is Jamaica-born and built specifically for couples, not honeymooners as a marketing gimmick, but genuinely designed around the experience of two people on vacation together. Couples Tower Isle sits on a gorgeous stretch of the north coast near Ocho Rios and includes something genuinely rare, a real private island, Siboney Island, that is actually private. Clothing optional, accessible only by boat, a genuinely secluded escape. The food at Couples Tower Isle is consistently praised as some of the best in the all-inclusive Jamaica space. Reviewers repeatedly note that the buffet here beats the sit-down restaurants at more expensive competitors. Strong value for the price, excellent beach, and an atmosphere that actually feels like a romantic escape rather than a party resort wearing a romantic resort costume. Number 3. GoldenEye or Cabeza Bay. If you know anything about James Bond, you know GoldenEye. This was Ian Fleming's private estate where he wrote every single 007 novel. It has since been transformed into one of the most unique boutique resort experiences in the entire Caribbean. GoldenEye is not for everyone. It's remote, it's not cheap, and it doesn't have the sprawling amenities of a big all-inclusive. What it has is extraordinary. Fleming's original home as a villa, stunning private beach lagoons carved into volcanic rock, a reggae bar that genuinely feels like it's from another era, and an atmosphere that is unlike anywhere else on Earth. Guests consistently describe it as feeling like a secret, like you found somewhere most tourists will never see. For a certain kind of traveler, that is priceless. Number 4. Sandals Royal Plantation, Ocho Rios. Remember when I said some Sandals properties are genuinely excellent? Royal Plantation is the proof. This is Sandals' most boutique property, just 74 suites on a cliff top above a private beach in Ocho Rios. There are no swim-up bars blasting music, no foam parties, no crowds at the pool. What you get is butler service for every room, extraordinary food, a setting that looks like it was designed specifically to be photographed, and the kind of quiet luxury that makes you feel like you're staying somewhere genuinely special. Couples on anniversary trips and honeymooners consistently call it the best vacation of their lives. It's the anti-ANY reggae. Everything is calm, beautiful, and personal. Number 5. Excellence. Oyster Bay, Montego Bay. For those who want a large, full-service, adults-only, all-inclusive without sacrificing quality, Excellence Oyster Bay is regularly cited as one of the best in Jamaica. The beach here is genuinely beautiful. The food program is extensive and well executed. The rooms are spacious and modern. And critically, the resort has the capacity and the staff-to-guest ratio to make a large property actually feel well run. It avoids the two biggest traps of large all-inclusives: bad food and overwhelmed service. Guests consistently note that it feels more premium than you'd expect from a 400-room resort. Number 6. Jake's, Treasure Beach. And then there's Jake's, which is almost the opposite of everything else on this list, and for a very specific type of traveler, it's perfect. Jake's is a small, bohemian, colorful boutique property on Jamaica's quiet south coast in Treasure Beach, a fishing village almost entirely off the tourist trail. There are no mega resorts here, no vendor pressure, no cruise ship crowds. The rooms are individually designed, funky, artistic, and genuinely charming. The beach is calm and quiet. The food is fresh and local, and the whole vibe feels like the real Jamaica that most tourists never get to see because they never leave the North Coast resort strip. If you want to actually experience Jamaica, rather than just look at it through a resort fence, Jake's is your answer. Segment 4. The Red Flag Checklist. Before you book any Jamaican resort, run through this checklist, and if you get more than 2 red flags, keep searching. Red flag number 1. The price seems impossibly low for an all-inclusive. Anything under $150 a night, all-inclusive in Jamaica, should trigger immediate suspicion. Red flag number 2. The most recent reviews are more than 6 months old, or there are very few reviews. Recent guest experiences are the most reliable information you have. Red flag number 3. The marketing photos show the beach completely empty. Resorts photograph their beach at sunrise specifically to hide how crowded it gets. Red flag number 4. Reviews mention inconsistent check-in, slow service, or understaffed. These problems get worse in peak season, not better. Red flag number 5. The resort hasn't mentioned a renovation date anywhere on its site or in its marketing. Ask. A resort that can't tell you when it was last updated is often hiding the answer. Red flag number 6. The words "convenient to the airport" appear anywhere in the description. You did not fly to Jamaica to be near the airport. Green light signs. Consistent 4.5+ ratings over many recent reviews. Specific praise for food quality. Mentions of "we're coming back." A clear adults only or families welcome designation that matches your group. And a beach that guests describe without caveats. Here's the truth about Jamaica that the tourism industry doesn't want you to sit with too long. The island is extraordinary. The culture is rich. The food is incredible. The music, the history, the people. There is nowhere else like it in the Caribbean. But the resort you choose is the difference between experiencing that Jamaica and spending a week trapped behind a fence, eating mediocre buffet food, staring at a beach that doesn't match your brochure. Don't let a bad booking ruin what could genuinely be one of the best trips of your life. Do the research, read the recent reviews, ask specific questions, and pick a place that matches your version of a great vacation, not somebody else's. If this video saved you from a bad booking or helped you find the right one, drop a comment below with where you're headed. I'd love to know. And if you're trying to figure out which specific Caribbean island is actually right for you, I have a full comparison video linked right here. Trust me, it'll change how you think about planning your next trip. I'll see you there.